How back pain starts. Backache may start from apparently very insignificant origins, and it may come from significant trauma. People ought to be made to be aware that small things could lead to years of backache and maybe early retirement. In my instance, my wife and I were visiting a friend of hers and she offered to give me a massage. My wife agreed because of their friendship and because her friend had studied as a masseuse 10 years beforehand. The massage went well and she kept asking me whether she was hurting me. She was not, so I said no. She stood on the back of my thighs and asked again. I said no. She said that she'd never massaged a white man before and that my muscles were heavier than she was used to. So she started striking the back of my left thigh with her heel. Again she asked me if it hurt. It did not. Anyway, she completed the massage and we all had a nice evening together. The next day my left thigh was sore and I had to limp a little. This lasted a couple of days and then disappeared. A week later I could hardly walk, limping badly on my left leg. That lasted a month and then my lower disc slipped out of position. I'm still suffering from that slipped or herniated disc as a result of a month of bad posture, which was the result of a free massage. That is how easily it can happen. You do something daft like wearing tight shoes, you acquire a limp, and the limp so alters your stance that it throws your back out. If I'd known then what I know now, I would not have limped about for a month. I would have rested up. Take my instance as a significant warning. You can acquire permanent backache from the stupidest of reasons. A friend of mine had had back pain for 30 years, and he remembers the day it happened. He was in the bathroom and twisted to his right to reach for the toilet paper. Bang! 30 years of backache and early retirement. Be very wary of lifting, pushing, and maneuvering things in general. If your job involves physical work, make sure that your employer or supervisor shows you the safest ways of doing so. Be certain that you use the same ways at home in your private life. A last suggestion is to remember that we are living longer than ever before, but that means that bones have been wearing out for longer. Bear that in mind if you are getting on. You may no longer be able to do what you could just 10 years ago, even if you are healthy. Help your body live longer without injury by exercising it and giving it at least the recommended daily amounts, RDA, of vitamins that it needs to replenish itself. Back pain and its diagnosis. Back pain is a massive topic in medical terms, which makes back pain and its diagnosis very difficult. It is simple to blame your GP for not knowing a lot about your back pain, but the fact is you are in a better place to understand why you have pain in your back than they do. This is because backache is not congenital or due to a specific accident, illness, or series of medications. It is normally due to bad posture, and that means lifestyle alterations. For instance, I am heavy and have just started having back pain. My doctor could see my size and suggested that I lose weight. We all know that is not going to happen overnight, and so did he. So he gave me a prescription for 20 tablets a day, and his assistant gave me a massage and a jab in my posterior. I waited and waited until the tablets ran out, and I was no better. It would have been simple to say that the physician was of no use, and, to be honest, his quick fix remedies were useless, but his advice was spot on. I lost 8 kilos, 20 pounds, during a week or so. I could stand up straight again. Now I still have back pain, but I know that I can afford to lose another 20 pounds, although the actual need, the debilitating 24-hour pain, has passed, which will make it harder for me to concentrate on losing more weight. That is not the GP's fault, it is mine. We live in a culture where we expect a tablet to cure us, and some doctors pander to this culture, like mine did. Unfortunately, 15 minutes with a physician and a handful of pills will not cure all our ills.